gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and thanks for checking out today's video. Much appreciated. Guys, today we're going to give you guys some tips and advice on fishing in the fog. Conditions when it's foggy, that can be some really good fishing. It just depends on the scenario there, but there's some things you can do that's definitely going to add up to a few more fish than just under normal weather conditions. First of all, you know, when you're dealing with fog, a lot of it has to do with the intensity of the fog, how dense it is, the temperature, the air temperature, the water temperature, everything associated with it, you know, has a lot to do with how well the fish are going to bite or how not. Most of the time, thing you have to consider more than anything else is fog is basically clouds on the water. So in that sense, the fish will react to fog much in the same way they do is if it's cloudy and rainy out there. So in general, fishing is usually pretty decent in the fog unless the water temperatures are really cold. So for the most part, if you're dealing with water temperatures that are, say, over the mid-50s, which in most lakes across the country, that's anywhere between, like, say, March and maybe December, it's usually an advantage. It's usually a plus. And for the most part, fog takes place in the morning. It's usually pretty much gone for the most part by late morning, maybe noon at the most, under real bad conditions. But most of the fog that you're going to have is going to be during, you know, that period before 10 o'clock in the morning. So you have a combination of the sun angle being low and light intensity being low and the visibility being low. So it can add up to some really, really quality fishing. So one of the things that you can take advantage of it is fish moving baits. When it's foggy, I almost always fish some type of a spinner bait or chatterbait or crankbait or topwater or something like that. It's always going to be better because during the foggy conditions, fish are going to chase more. They're going to, you know, low light conditions always make them chase more. So, you know, and the exact technique really depends on the water temperatures. If the water temperatures are like over 70 degrees, it's hard to beat a topwater. I mean, a buzzbait or walking topwater is going to be really good in those conditions. And if that water is under 70 degrees, that's when just your subsurface stuff may work a little bit better, like the spinner baits and the crankbaits is going to work good. Most of the time when you're dealing with fog, in fact, probably 99% of the time, you're not going to have much wind at all. That's why the fog is there. I mean, there'll be sometimes the wind will start and blow that fog out pretty quick. So in those situations, you're going to usually be dealing with pretty much calm weather conditions with that. Now, fog is not that great if the water's cold. So if you got water temperatures that are like below 50 degrees, you really need that sunshine. You really need that increased light intensity to get those fish going a little bit quicker. So it's not really a good deal. So don't spend a lot of time thinking you got to get out there in the fog when they're low light. But the main thing about fog, guys, is you got to be careful. I mean, fog is dangerous. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't respect how dangerous fog is. Never put yourself in a position where you're moving too fast in a boat or you're in a boat that can't be seen by other people. Always make sure you have your lights on. Always make sure that you slow down. Pay attention to other boats. Never, if you're running your boat, you've got to go slow. I mean, some fog, the densities are different. Some of them you can see up in front of you pretty good, like 50 yards. So, you know, you can, you know, run up on plane and stuff, but other times you just want to idle through there and just pay attention because the accidents can happen in a hurry under foggy conditions. But overall, expect some pretty good fishing. If you can get to where you're fishing, that's another downfall about fog, is when you put your boat in the water, a lot of times you're not where you want to fish at, so it's hard to get to where you want to fish at. So I have found in my own personal fishing that most of the time when it's foggy, I'm not in some good areas anyway. So it's all just part of the mix. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. We'll talk later.